The Ginger and the Whinger are once again trying to tear down the royal family in their new Netflix documentary, and James O'Brien advocates against freedom of the press. Welcome to Reason Recap, I'm your host Jess Gill, and today we will be discussing Harry and Meghan's new Netflix documentary and James O'Brien's salty response to people who disagree with them. Now, I'm old enough to remember Harry and Meghan saying that they just want a quiet life, that they just want to escape the press. They said they wanted to quit the royal life to get out of the spotlight. However, as we know, that was just another way to feed into their victim complex and call the royal family and the British public bigoted and racist. Narcissists will always be narcissists, I guess. And it's so ironic because the British public were willing to welcome Meghan Markle with open arms. Look no further than the celebrations they got during their wedding. The wedding costed the British public £32 million and nobody complained, and then Harry and Meghan threw it back in the British public's face, and they wonder why they're not liked. Whether it be the infamous Oprah interview where they claimed that the royal family were racist and unwelcoming despite having no evidence to back it up, or this hit piece of a documentary, it appears that they're desperate for attention. They can cry about privilege all day long, but in reality, Harry and Meghan embody this attitude of privileged people whining about how oppressed they are. They just come across as narcissistic, self-indulgent and whiny. And we can see that within the documentary. One of the lines says, it's about hatred, it's about race.
It's about hatred, it's about race.
Neither of these reasons are why the British public dislike Harry and Meghan. The reason why the British public dislike them is because they're both narcissists with a victim complex. Look how many lies were on the Oprah interview, for example, and I doubt this new documentary will be any different. Even the trailer shows that they've already misrepresented the truth. For example, the narrative that they left the royal family to try and save themselves and no paparazzi were included or involved. Yes, it's clear that they hired a private photographer following them around to take pictures of them leaving. Other examples of pictures in the Netflix documentary show paparazzi following them around, hounding them, when in reality a lot of these events are either from a Harry Potter set, where of course there's going to be paparazzi, or where Harry and Meghan agreed that photographers should be there. I'm not saying the press are perfect, I don't think anyone would say that. However, I think this freedom of the press is so important so that journalists or whistleblowers or anyone are not afraid of showing stories that expose a bad side of people in power and influence, like Harry and Meghan are. This is why we need freedom of speech. As the famous Voltaire quote goes, I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. However, James O'Brien from LBC disagrees. For those who are fortunate enough not to know who James O'Brien is, I'd list him as a British pound shop Ben Shapiro who is all feelings instead of facts. This is what he had to say about those who disagree with Harry and Meghan and think this documentary nonsense is an utter sham.
It's a while since I've been on Fleet Street, but a lot of my mates are still there. I don't know that they would ever get to that point that I've just described. Because at that point, why don't they just stop it? Here's 8 pages about their latest project, which we hate. There's absolutely nothing requiring you to write about these two, all right? Literally nothing. So why do they? Answer, because they are selling more and more papers by making you hate them. To which the question then becomes, why do you let them do that? I don't hate them because of the newspapers. I don't even read a newspaper. Yeah, come on. What is your knowledge of their behaviour based on? How do you know what goes on behind closed doors? Where is that information coming from?
I want to put this in the simplest terms possible. James O'Brien is advocating for censorship here. You know, it's quite amusing that James O'Brien over here is saying that it's a bad thing that the royal family aren't meddling with the press's freedom to run negative stories on Meghan and Harry. Lucky for Harry and Meghan, they're the left's favourite, but I guarantee if the same story was spun on, I don't know, King Charles, if it was found out that the royal family tried to silence bad stories on King Charles, he'll be having a field day. However, that's the thing about James O'Brien, he lacks consistency and he's a master complainer. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are you also fed up of Harry and Meghan's victim complex? Let me know. Make sure to follow Reasoned as we have a lot of great content coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm Jess Gill. Thank you. Goodbye.